The Park Geun-hye government is looking for a new culture minister nominee after Chung Sung-keun decided to step down. Surviving students of the Sewol ferry disaster marched for 2 days from Ansan all the way to the National Assembly. And bingsu, an icy Korean treat in high demand each summer, is bringing in with higher prices than what most people even pay for lunch. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, July 17th. I'm Luke Clary. Culture Minister nominee Chung Sung-keun has decided to step down on his own. President Park Geun-hye nominated 6 candidates for ministerial posts, but the new cabinet hit a snag yet again. The Cheong WaDae is reportedly trying to find a new candidate for the post of Culture Minister.
Culture Minister nominee Chung Sung-keun has voluntarily stepped down over controversy surrounding his moral standards. His resignation came 33 days after his nomination. When stepping down, Chung said he had failed to give hope to people as a government official and only caused a confusion, and that would be right for him to resign. He also asked for forgiveness. Chung apparently decided to resign voluntarily because performing his duties as culture minister amid the brewing controversy and the negative view of the public would be difficult. Sources say the opposition camp threatened to disclose some negative personal information about Chung, which also pushed him to quit. President Park Geun-hye on Tuesday designated 5 officials, including Deputy Prime Minister Kyung-hwan, and yesterday nominated Security and Public Administration Minister Chong Jong-sup, whose confirmation hearing report hadn't been adopted. However, 2 of the nominees stepped down even before taking on their duties, dealing a blow to the new cabinet. After a series of failed designations, the Park Geun-hye administration will likely draw even more criticism for its failed personnel management. But analysts say that thanks to the culture minister nominee's resignation, the government has managed to avert a political crisis that might have occurred had Chung accepted his nomination. Sources say Cheong WaDae is now trying to find a new candidate to replace Chung.
President Park Geun-hye appointed 6 new ministers on Wednesday. The new cabinet is tasked with reforming the nation and its system following the disastrous sinking of the Sewol ferry. Here's more on the tasks facing the new cabinet.
6 newly appointed ministers took office on Wednesday, starting with their attendance at a meeting of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Budget and Accounts. Facing criticism that it failed to ensure the safety of people in April's ferry disaster, the Ministry of Security and Public Administration is vowing to reform public offices.
공직사회의 그 윤리를 법치주의 원리에 맞도록 그렇게 바로잡고 그래서 바로 반듯한 그런 어떤 국가를 만드는 것이 가장 저는 급선무라고 봅니다.
The Ministry of Employment and Labor, which had unveiled a goal to raise the employment rate to 70% while improving working conditions, and the Ministry of Science, ICT, and Future Planning, which have been mostly unsuccessful in leading the Park Geun-hye administration's Creative Economy initiative, are calling in unison for officials to improve their performance.
일자리와 양극화, 어느 하나라도 떨어뜨리지 않으려면 다른 부처보다 배 이상 고민하고 노력해야 하며
국민의 눈에 비친 성적표가 미흡하다면 우리 스스로 더욱 분발해야 할 것입니다.
The new Minister of Gender Equality and Family promised to work to create a new Korea where married women are not sandwiched between their work and family life and forced to quit their jobs. She also pledged to boost the safety of women and children.
여성, 청소년, 가족 관련된 일을 계속 개발하다 보면 우리는 비록 작은 숫자이지만 다른 정부 부처를 움직일 수 있게 되는 날이 올 것이다.
The Park Geun-hye administration's second cabinet has finally launched after a series of setbacks. The new cabinet is faced with a difficult task of accomplishing national reform.
The surviving students of the Sewol ferry disaster marched for 2 days from Ansan all the way to the National Assembly to urge politicians to find out the reason why their classmates had to die.
The daytime highs hover above 30 degrees Celsius. But despite the scorching weather, the students continued their march. They are downon high school students who survived in the Sewol ferry disaster. Each step brought them closer to the National Assembly building in downtown Seoul. They walked over 40 kilometers for 2 days in a row. Their goal was to console their perished classmates' parents who are holding a hunger strike in the Parliament building and demand that politicians find out the truth behind the Sewol tragedy. Deep inside, they feel sorry to their classmates who didn't make it to the ground. Citizens express their encouragement for the students with applause. The students' slogans read, "Reveal the truth of the Sewol tragedy." Before returning to Ansan, the students placed yellow flags on the fence of the parliament building to express their sorrow and promise not to forget their classmates. When trying to enter the National Assembly, members of civic groups who joined the students' march ended up clashing with police.
This time around July each year is typically the annual summer rainy season, but the central region of the nation has not seen rain for weeks. Rain is predicted for Thursday, but that may not be enough to quench the drought.
Rice fields have dried up and even cracked under the sizzling sun. The rice has begun to wilt and turn yellow due to the severe drought.
이대로 한 2, 3일 더 간다면은 벼 이삭이 생길까 의심스러워요. 농민들은 아주 애가 탑니다.
No rain has fallen in the 2 weeks since July 3rd. The level of water stored in reservoirs has dropped to 43% amid the dry weather, just slightly over half the corresponding figure in previous years. The rainy front, which had lingered over the South Sea, moved northward overnight, and the southern part of the nation is now getting rain. The rainy front will gradually move further north, and most regions of the nation will be receiving welcome precipitation by Thursday afternoon.
장마 전선이 점차 북상하면서 이번 주말까지는 중부지방에 위치한 가운데 매우 강한 비가 내리는 곳이 있겠으나 강수량의 지역적인 편차는 매우 클 것으로 예상됩니다.
However, the rainfall will likely not be enough to quench the severe drought. The Korea Meteorological Administration predicts that the rainy front will move north up to Manchuria before returning back south to the Korean peninsula next week.
Consumer prices for bingsu, a very typical Korean treat in high demand each summer, have been found to ring in at 1.4 times that which most working people pay for their lunches. Meanwhile, a poll showed that this year working Koreans plan to spend around $540 on their summer vacation.
The median price of Korean ice sherbet, also known as bingsu, sold at coffee shops, has been found to be 1.4 times the amount that working people usually spend on their lunch. The Korea National Council of Consumer Organizations last month conducted a survey on stores selling bingsu. The results show that coffee shop franchises sold their ice sherbets for around $9.10 on average. That's 1.4 times the average amount that working people pay for their lunch, which usually costs approximately $6.20. Cafes specializing in desserts were found to charge roughly $8.60 for a serving of bingsu. Bakeries $7.60, and stores specializing in ice sherbets $7.50. The Korea National Council of Consumer Organizations have found that raw materials needed to make a serving of ice sherbet cost about $2.30, which is just 25% of the price that consumers pay for ice sherbets. The council pointed out that even when labor costs and store rents are also taken into account, the current prices of ice sherbets are excessively high. A poll conducted by the education service provider QNet on 927 working people showed that working Koreans plan to spend approximately $540 on their summer holidays this year. The average duration of their summer vacation was found to be 4.3 days. 73% of the respondents say they would spend their vacation in Korea, 18% plan to travel overseas, and 4% said they would just stay home. About 23% of working people said they can't afford to go on vacation this summer. 32% of them cited busy work schedules, 31% financial problems, and 11% problems in their companies.
Many people use mouthwash to cleanse and freshen up their mouths. A study has found that some mouthwash products contain more alcohol than the Korean liquor soju.
The Korea Consumer Agency analyzed the ingredients of 15 mouthwash products that are currently sold on the market. In 80% of the analyzed products, alcohol accounts for 2.6 to 18.6% of the ingredients. In particular, 3 products contain alcohol at over 15%, similar to the alcohol content in the Korean liquor soju. However, there are no indications on the products that they contain alcohol. The nation's industrial standards recommend that manufacturers reveal the amount of alcohol contained in mouthwash and clarify that alcoholic mouthwash is not for use by children under the age of 6.
표시가 없어서 소비자가 제품을 선택할 때 많이 제한적입니다. 어린이가 삼키지 않도록
제품을 잘 보관하는 게 좋습니다.
Alcohol can generate carcinogens if it lingers in the mouth for a prolonged period.
알코올 성분과 그리고 구강 상재균들이 이렇게 작용을 하게 돼서 알데하이드라는 물질이 만들어지게 되는데요. 이 알데하이드는 바람을 일으킬 수 있는 위험성을 가지고
Of the studied products, 33% are not antiseptic enough to act effectively as mouthwash. 4 products were found to contain a coloring substance called tar, which can cause asthma or neurological problems.
Most of the furniture we have in our homes don't deviate far from basic designs, but some of the latest furniture feature unique looks and personal touches.
Every family is special, but the homes they live are actually cookie-cutter houses and feature similar-looking furniture laid out in almost the same way. This model of a children's playroom has ample storage space under the benches. This room for a young woman in need of space for her clothes look less confined when the closet doors are replaced with curtains. Furniture stores show such a wide range of layout options to inspire people to make over their homes into more pleasant and practical living spaces. This furniture store scheduled to open in Korea later this year is known for its unique design philosophy embodied in the practical appearances of its products.
행복한 삶은 집에서 시작된다라고 생각해요. 행복한 삶을 지낼 수 있도록 저희는 도움을 드리고 싶어요.
Local companies are moving quickly to meet the needs for homes with personality. They have rolled out products for home parties and incorporated design elements to even an ordinary kitchen item like a pepper grinder.
사용할 때 느끼는 즐거움, 기쁨, 그다음에 가족들과 함께 했을 때 그걸 쓰면서 느낀 행복함 이런 것들까지 다 생각해서 감성적으로 다가가는 상품들을 개발하고 있습니다.
Competition is growing intense in the furniture and household accessory market to make more personalized and unique homes.
About a year ago, 3 Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins were released into the wild in waters off Jeju Island. Scientists recently confirmed that the dolphins have adjusted to their natural environment and are thriving.
A pod of bottlenose dolphins frolics in the waters off Jeju Island. Included in the group are 2 dolphins that have been raised in captivity since their capture in 2009 before being released into the wild in July of last year. Just a month after their release, a KBS reporter filmed the 2 dolphins apparently in good health, raising expectations for their smooth transition to the wild. A year later, the 2 dolphins named Jaedor and Chunsam have been spotted again with their pod. Their fins clearly show the numbers 1 and 2, marks used to distinguish them. Another released dolphin called Sampad has been seen in the same pod, judging from the shape of his dorsal fin. Sampad had escaped last year from a closure he was put in to train for his return to nature.
전혀 문제 없이 우리랑 잘 다니고 먹이 사냥 잘하고 오히려 방류할 때보다 살도 더 찌고 건강해 보이는 모습으로 잘 다니고 있다고 보입니다.
The thriving dolphins have eased researchers' concerns that dolphins that were returned to the wild after captivity could die from maladjustment.
동물권에 대한 어떤 이제 요거에 대한 인식도가 이제 많이 이제 높아졌고 또 이 계기로 해가지고 아마 우리 연구자들이 뭐 이렇게 각 분야에서 같이 이제 할 수 있는 또 여건이 또.
The 3 dolphins are expected to provide valuable data about the breeding and habitat of the Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphin, found in Korea only in the waters around Jeju Island.
With outdoor activities such as camping growing ever more popular, a variety of convenient food options have become available. Today's report is for those going outdoors this weekend and who are not all that patient when they get hungry. A lot of people are going camping these days. Vacationers have also sought out this camping site in Gyeonggi Province. Students playing ball, sweating, must be hungry. They're headed to an instant noodle vending machine in a campsite rest area. Also note an automatic cooker that's beside. You open the ramyeon package, drop it in a bowl, put it on the cooker, and that's it. The right amount of water comes out automatically, and the cooker also adjusts the fire. Just 4 minutes and the ramyeon is ready. How will the machine-cooked noodles taste? As we see how they eat, nothing is left in the bowl.
따로 제가 물을 안 부어도 되고 그냥 스푼만 넣어놓으면 알아서 해주니까 훨씬 더 편리한 것 같아요.
The cooker takes care of the cooking and the ramyeon also tastes wonderful.
그냥 집에서 끓여주는 거 아니면 그냥 보통 사발면 그런 것만 생각하지 이런 거는 처음 봤어요.
Do you hear the sound of children? They're from a child care center out on a picnic to a mountain valley. The water looks enticing. Meanwhile, prepping for their lunch outdoors is the most cumbersome task. What's on the menu?
오늘 같은 경우는 좀 간단하게 음식을 싸왔어요. 그래서 선생님들 점심도 해결하고 아이들하고 같이 고기 종류 나눠 먹고 하려고요.
The teachers each take out a round container from the icebox. Inside is cold duck meat. Can they really just serve cold meat to the children? The teachers then go on to pull a thread attached to the container. We see smoke, and after 5 minutes, something amazing happens. The cold meat has heated up. The children are also curious to know what the teachers keep on pulling. How is the taste? Children won't like cold food.
맛있어요.
막 구워가지고 먹은 것처럼 그 향도 있고 냄새도 아이들 소세지 같다고 너무 좋아하더라고요. 진짜 최고.
What is the ingenious secret inside the container? Heating up the meat with just a pull of the thread. We visited the manufacturing plant to find the secret. Here, an array of instant food products are manufactured. With just some pulling action, duck, pork hock, and sirloin barbecue can all be warmed up. Then what is this heating apparatus?
이건 석회의 원리입니다. 자, 석회와 물이 혼합되면서 열이 발생되는데 이것이 바로 발열 원리입니다. 거기서 나오는 열기로 인해서 음식들을 데피거나 조리를 할 수가 있는 것이죠.
At this fishing ground in Chungcheong province, anglers are bored. There's little catch. This man starts to take out an assortment of packages from his bag, which Korean men would immediately recognize. They're similar to military rations. Pour in water, and after a few minutes, you have yourself quite a tasty bibimbap, mixed rice and veggie dish. You need no other side dishes, and it's easy to clean up. It's the perfect meal for these occasions.
조리가 다 돼 있는 상태에서 뜨거운 물만 있으면 바로 먹을 수 있으니까 그게 편한 것 같아요.
What's different from military rations is that they come in so many varieties. Dishes that require more attention to the ingredients, such as bibimbap and rice topped with spicy tofu, are also available. It definitely saves time, and it's also fun to enjoy these treats. Pack up all your convenient foods when you're heading outdoors this summer and create memories. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.